Hey guys, NEWTS here, welcome back to another video. United won 21. It was very similar to last season, that second half. Let's go through it. First half, I think that United played quite well. Rashford looked dangerous. He looked like a confident Marcus Rashford. I was actually happy with how he was performing. I think Ahmad played really well. I think Xerxes was linking up play nicely. Everything was going good for us. There wasn't really much from Twente in the first kind of 35-40 minutes or so. Obviously, Eriksen gets his goal. It's a fantastic hit from Eriksen, to be fair. It falls nicely to him on the edge of the area, and he smacks it into the top corner. It's a really good finish from him, so I can't say anything wrong with that at all. But then things started kind of going the way of Twente, and they started coming into the game. They kind of came out a little bit and wanted to play football, and in the second half it went back to as it was last season, that kind of basketball back and forth. There wasn't really any control that we've been seeing over the last kind of 3-4 games or so. Obviously ever since the Liverpool loss, the United have been playing quite well, and there was not that control that we've been seeing wasn't really there, and Twente were playing with a lot better confidence. And then their goal happens. Their right back Van Rouge literally skips through about 4 challenges, and then Maguire, and one of them's Maguire diving in ridiculously. He just gets nutmegged and he runs round him. It's a ridiculous challenge from a centre half to go flying in like that. It's very similar to a Casemiro dive in that we were seeing kind of the end of last season, maybe in that Liverpool game. And Ugarte comes across, makes the challenge, and then Eriksen dawdles on it massively, and Lammers nicks it off him. And I would say that Onana's position isn't fantastic. However, the way, if you watch the kind of how he sets up to shoot Lammers, and I think Robbie Savage mentions this in the commentary, he looks to kind of whip it to the far corner, and Onana's expecting that, so he kind of moves slightly to his right to kind of go across and dive across to it. But what Lammers does brilliantly is he looks to kind of whip it wide and pings it into that near post, and that obviously wrong foot's Onana, and he can't make the save, and that gets it to 1-1. Then they had a little bit more from there, but then they made substitutions and went more defensive, and that changed the game for United because they've gone back into it. They made substitutions, which I will discuss one in a second, and they brought on Højlund, Mainu and Mount, and they were just trying to push for a goal. Nearly got one with a header from Maguire that got deflected, but it deflected nicely for the goalkeeper, who was able to put a hand to it and kind of palm it away. Fernandes had a shot which went kind of curved wide as well. But yeah, it was kind of more of the same that we were talking about against Palace, where the final third, nothing was coming our way and no goals coming for us. The one thing I would say about the substitutions, and I hate to say this because I don't think it warrants it for how he's been playing over the whole time he's been with United, but to be honest, the last couple of weeks it has started to become a regular thing. I thought Bruno Fernandes was poor today, and when I saw that it was going to be Højlund, Mainu and Mount, I was adamant it was going to be Xerxes, Eriksen and Fernandes, because I didn't think Ahmad deserved to be brought off at all. I think he was quite good, quite positive with the football, trying to link up play, trying to beat wingers, trying to beat fullbacks, and get into the penalty area and make chances, similar to what Rashford was doing. I think Garnacho came on, tried to do it as well. That isn't too much of a problem for United at the moment. Those three are playing quite confidently. It's just that nothing's coming about in terms of the ball going in the net, and that's a problem. I think Fernandes, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it, does Fernandes need a rest? I wouldn't rest him against Spurs, and I don't think he's going to get one at Porto either. So it's where do you fit his rest period in? If you've got Mount fit and Mount's ready to go and he's going to be running ragged, maybe you go with Mount. Maybe you go with Xerxes and Højlund as a 2. Xerxes kind of fits sitting into that 10 role while Højlund plays your poacher role. There's a number of options for United now. They don't have to be overly reliant on Bruno Fernandes. And I think it's coming to that point where he's going to need a break. He's going to need a full 90 minutes off. I thought it would have been Barnsley. It wasn't the case. He came on. He got 2 assists, but that was a different level. I think tonight he was poor. He gave the ball away worryingly, obviously, if that makes sense. There was a lot of balls I was seeing that he was trying to make that were not makeable. And he's trying to create much, which as an attacking midfielder, you're expecting him to create a lot, so he is going to lose the ball more often than not. But I feel like he's excessively losing the ball, and that's a worry for me. But we move now to Spurs at the weekend. Hopefully we can get something get a win from that. I think if we do get a win from that, it puts heavy pressure on Ange Postecoglou, and it alleviates a bit of pressure from Erik ten Hag. I think the kind of whole media pressure will be back on him as of tomorrow, because again, this is drop points basically, and this is Europa League football where everyone's kind of saying, "Oh, United should breeze through into the next stage," and is that going to be the case? We'll wait and see. But we'll move to Spurs, and then we go to Porto next week, and then it's Villa. So it's going to be a bit of a rough week and a half, 2 weeks or so over the next kind of 3 games or so. But guys, if you like this video, please leave it a like. If you haven't, leave it a dislike, comment with what you want to see on the channel. As I mentioned a couple of times now, FC 25 content is now going to be happening. It's FC United on Saturday. We're still going with the wrestling content. Check out a video I did yesterday on the new documentary about Mr. McMahon. That is kind of like what will this docu-series do? I've not watched it yet still. I am planning to watch it over the weekend, and I will give my review of it in due course. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Subscribe if you are new, guys, and until next time, take care.